Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. Instead of doing a vlog, I decided to just do like a first trimester recap. I am currently 20 weeks pregnant, so 5 months, but I made sure to take notes on the things that I was experiencing just so that I can come back and share them with you guys. When I first found out I was pregnant, and even before I got pregnant, I would just watch like pregnancy videos, trimester updates, like things I wish I knew videos, just to kind of prepare myself. I'm definitely that person that likes to plan and be prepared for things, but a lot of what I was hearing about and like reading about just didn't really pertain to me. So I figured I'd come and share my experiences with you guys. I feel like there's probably a lot of information, or it feels like a lot of information, so I might get a little bit chatty. Let's just jump into it, and I'll try to stick to my notes and not get too far off topic. So we'll go ahead and start with just like the physical symptoms. A lot of times you hear about the morning sickness, throwing up nonstop, just feeling super nauseous, or you hear about the weird cravings like mixing peanut butter and pickles and just all kinds of weird stuff, or like you're gonna eat so much you're just gonna turn into this big elephant type thing. I did not experience any of that. I had zero morning sickness. I haven't had any weird cravings or food aversions. What I did experience was a ton of gas, and not like, oh, I was burping and farting all day, but like I literally felt a huge gas bubble in my stomach that just like refused to go away. It was like that painful kind of gas. I did have constipation. That was something that I feel like you probably read about, but I didn't hear anybody talking about that. Maybe it's like one of those topics that's TMI, but let me tell y'all, the constipation is real. You know, I was definitely regular. So yeah, that was different for me, and I definitely was not prepared for that. Another thing that I experienced very early on and probably into like 3rd month was sore boobs. Like I know a lot of women, their boobs get sore before their menstrual comes on or things like that. I've never experienced that. Like my boobs are super small and unproblematic. But when I tell y'all, my boobs were so sore, it was like I literally could not do anything without a bra on, because even just having a shirt touching like my nipples or something, I would be like, oh, this feels so painful. Like it's so sore. Something else I noticed was that my skin just did not react well. Like my skin got super dry, especially around this area. Like it would literally be peeling and red from how dry it was. I also noticed that I did start to get a little bit more acne. My face didn't break out like crazy, but like around my cheeks, I saw more action happening than what was happening before. And I just figured, okay, the hormones must be getting to me, because like my skin was doing so well before. I did have bloating. I still feel like I'm dealing with the bloating, and I started showing very early. I will say that by my 2nd month of being pregnant, I already looked very pregnant. I don't think it was the baby. Like I'm pretty sure it was just because I was so bloated in my stomach. Like I'll insert pictures for you guys throughout this video just so you can kind of see how my stomach was progressing as the first trimester passed. But yes, the bloating was surreal. I've never experienced anything like that. I just felt this heaviness in my stomach that like would not go away. I felt like if I laid on my side, my belly would be like hanging or something, and it was just super uncomfortable. The last thing that I experienced that I've never heard anybody talk about is cramping. So a lot of times you read about round ligament pain, which is supposed to be like, oh, you get this pain from your uterus stretching and it doesn't last long, you know, but as you do sudden movements, like let's say you get up quickly or you change positions too quickly, you sneeze, you cough, you do something like that, you'll feel that pain like in your lower abdomen. I, on the other hand, experienced like a week of just nonstop cramping. It felt like period cramps on 1,000. Like I literally could not sleep. I have a high pain tolerance, so that like really threw me off. And of course, before, when I used to experience like period cramps, I would just pop a Midol or something, call it a day. But being pregnant, the only thing my doctor said that I would be able to take is Tylenol. Tried Tylenol, it didn't do anything for me, so I just kind of had to stick through it, and eventually after like a week it went away. Overall, I would say the physical symptoms of being pregnant that I experienced, they were not that bad, honestly. I feel like the worst part of it for me was the mental changes that I was going through, the hormonal changes. Like, I would try to explain to Bobby how I felt, and I literally just could not find the words. I just kind of felt like I was standing outside of my body, watching myself go through this weird process that I'd never experienced before. And I don't know, just that lack of control, which obviously I'm not in control anyways, but I really felt out of control with what was happening. Like, okay, we planned for this baby, like we actively tried to get pregnant, and I was excited to have a baby, of course, but like in the process, I guess I just wasn't prepared for like how hormonal I would be. Like, I'm very in control of my emotions, in control of my feelings, and getting pregnant kind of changed that for me. It was like I was feeling things that I had no control over. I was feeling things that I didn't want to feel mentally, and that just, it didn't sit well with me. I also had like extreme exhaustion, which is very common during your first trimester as your baby starts to grow. And I don't think I mentioned that when I was talking about like the physical things that I went through. But with that extreme exhaustion, I felt like I was in bed nonstop, and I am not that person. Like, you guys can see from my vlogs, like I'm always up cleaning or like trying to do stuff around the house, and not being able to do that. Like, I wasn't cooking, I wasn't cleaning, I was kind of just there. It made me feel so unproductive, so unlike myself, and so lazy. Like, I have a husband, you know, he is at work all day. He should be able to come home and not have to clean, especially if I'm here all day. He shouldn't have to worry about cleaning and cooking because I've been in bed all day. That was like what my mind was telling me, and especially since that was what I would do before, it just really threw me off not being able to do that. I felt selfish, really. There was nothing that I could do about it. Like, I couldn't push my body to do more than what my body was already able to do. And Bobby was so supportive. He definitely like would come home, do the things that I wasn't able to do, and like he wouldn't complain about it. But I don't know, I feel like I could just tell that he wasn't happy with what was happening. Like, he understood her body is like experiencing this major change right now. She can't get to it, let me jump in and do it. He was really sweet about it, but I don't know, just for me, I did not like that feeling of having to be in bed nonstop and just like feeling so sluggish. Like, I literally took naps every single day. Thank goodness that I've been working from home since March, because if I had to actually like be at work physically, I don't know how I would have gotten through the day. I will say that I did have that conversation with Bob, like, oh, how do you feel about the things that are happening? And he did, like, he let me know, you know, obviously I wish that you could do more, but like, I understand. And having that conversation just made me feel 100 times worse. Even though what he was saying wasn't bad, it was like, it just made me feel like, oh my gosh, he's feeling the pain of me like being this lazy bum. Like, I don't want him to look at me like I'm being a bad wife or something because I'm not able to do the stuff that I was doing before. But then I also had to switch into the mindset like, okay, Karissa, you are freaking forming a baby inside of your body. Like, how you're feeling and being lazy is okay. Now, as far as the must-haves or my must-haves during my first trimester, I had like a few things that I was just like, oh, I am so thankful that I have this. The first thing is Gas X. This stuff, I told y'all I was super gassy, and like I tried tea, I tried drinking like a little bit of soda to see if that would help, and nothing worked. I tried the Gas X pills, worked wonders. Wonders. Whew, I have never been a person to really feel like I need to take pills or like vitamins or anything like that, but baby, Gas X pills, they did me right. The next two items are a pregnancy pillow and a wedge pillow. Now, Bob got me my pregnancy pillow very early on in my first trimester, and then I ended up getting the wedge pillow a little later on in my first trimester, just because, again, the bloating just made my stomach feel so uncomfortable. And I love the pregnancy pillow because it just offers support for like your entire body. I used to be a belly sleeper, but obviously I can't sleep on my belly anymore. Now that I'm sleeping on my side, I feel like I need support to kind of keep me on my side. And the pregnancy pillow, it like wraps around your back. And then you also have the ends of it like in the front and between your legs. It's just so like snuggly and comfortable, and I feel like it gives you support in all the right areas. This was great very early on when my stomach wasn't as big. Towards the end, my belly started to get a little bit bigger, and I just felt like I needed more support for my stomach. And that's where the wedge pillow came in. It was actually recommended by a friend. You just tuck that bad boy underneath your stomach, and it like holds your belly in place. That thing is amazing. I actually started using that like nonstop. The last thing that I would highly recommend are some apps that I downloaded that have been like recommended by other mommies that I know. The first one that we started using is The Bump. I love The Bump because it just gave us like these cute breakdowns of how big the baby is, with like little details about both the baby and like symptoms that I would be feeling each week. And then it also has just a ton of articles that like they change out, and it's just like really informative. They also have like baby name stuff. They have information on like the top rated strollers, cribs, things of that nature. Just stuff that like as a new mom, I probably wouldn't think to look up on my own. So it's great to have all the information in one place that like is jumping out at me that I don't have to search for. Another one that I really love is the What to Expect app. And this one does the same thing, but I mainly use this one for the discussion boards. You are able to like follow a bunch of discussion boards. So for me, I am in the January 2021 babies because obviously that's when my baby will be due. Then I'm in some for my county and some for like Tampa, just to get like a smaller close-knit community of mommies that are in my area. But I really have been loving the discussion boards because it's like real moms giving you their real experiences, not that cookie cutter stuff that you'll find online, but like actual stuff that they're going through. And like when I have questions about weird or things that I think is weird that's happening to me, I can quickly just go to the discussion board, post the question, and like get other people's feedback. Or like I can start typing out what my discussion is going to be about, and it'll tell me if there are already other posts that answer that same question, so I can kind of like just look through what has already been posted. It just makes you feel better knowing that like you're not the only person experiencing something. And like I've never been pregnant before, so some of the stuff that I experience, I'm just like, I don't know if this is normal or not. Like, what the heck? I've never been through this before. So I'll like call my mom, and my mom had like 3 perfect pregnancies, so she hasn't experienced any of the things that I'm experiencing. Or I'll call like my sister-in-law, and she's like on the opposite end of the spectrum. She just had like these crazy pregnancies. And then I'll call my other like mommy friends, and then it's like, okay, I just feel like it's more helpful to talk to actual people who are going through actual pregnancies, experiencing a ton of different things, because no pregnancy is going to be the same. Everybody's baby and body reacts to things differently, so you just never know. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative and that I didn't ramble on too much. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Leave me comments down below if you have any questions or anything like that. And just thank you guys so much for watching and so much for supporting us. Make sure you're subscribed to Bob and I's Couples channel. There will be more videos posted there. And I'll see you guys later.